Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for coming by the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we talk about records. We also play the records here. Today, we're going to be doing a needle drop review on Wayne Shorter's Schizophrenia Tone Poet 2023 release. This is the 11th album that was released by Wayne Shorter, recorded on the 10th of March, 1967 at Gelder Studios, released on the Blue Note label, originally May 1969, his 8th for Blue Note. This is a stereo Tone Poet edition produced by Joe Harley, mastered by Kevin Gray at Cohearent Audio from the original analog master tapes, 180 gram vinyl. It was pressed at RTI, and of course it's on the gatefold tip-on jacket, which I'm getting ready to show you. I'm going to talk a little bit about Wayne Shorter. We're going to do a needle drop on this guy and see how she sounds. I've had this for probably, I don't know, 4 months or so, and I've listened to it through one time. So you guys are going to be hearing it with me for the second time. It's been a little while since I've listened to it. So as always, these Tone Poets, for the price, I think they're fantastic. Bargain really for what these usually go for. You know, you usually pick these up for around $30, $35. They're on sale, sometimes less. This one I think I paid $29 for. So this is a fantastic album. You've got a great lineup on here. This is really a threshold album for Wayne Shorter. This is kind of where he's moving from hard bop into kind of post bop, a little bit of funk here mixed in. But it's really a transitional album for Wayne Shorter. You've got Curtis Fuller around here on trombone, James Spaulding alto, sax and flute, Wayne Shorter, of course, on the tenor, the great Herbie Hancock on piano, the fabulous Ron Carter on bass, and Joe Chambers on drums. Of course, Wayne Shorter just passed away in 2023. If you haven't seen that fantastic documentary that's on Amazon, I do recommend it. It's a 3-part documentary series. Wayne Shorter was born in 1933 in New Jersey. Came to the mainstream prominence in 1959 when he joined Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers. And he eventually started composing for them. In 1964, he joined the Miles Davis Second Great Quintet and then co-founded the jazz fusion band The Weather Report in 1970. This is a 69 release, so it's right before he does get into the weather report stuff. And again, this is really Wayne Shorter at the threshold, really getting to step into the fusion. He's got one foot in the past, one in the future here. There are strong compositions on this album, and it possesses strong intensity throughout the whole album by all the players. You can hear kind of some of the free jazz elements brewing here, and some of the out-of-time playing and modal structures, and the soloist can solo here with very few restrictions. So, and he's surrounded himself here with some great players. So the rhythm section here really is largely the Miles Davis Second Great Quintet. So you have Herbie Hancock on piano and Ron Carter, but you have Joe Chambers on drums. And it's the same rhythm section that appeared on the 66 album, The All-Seeing Eye. So just to give you a little background here, I'm going to wipe this off. It does come with the anti-static sleeve, as all the Tone Poets do. Here's the record. We're going to drop this on the turntable and have a listen. Please leave your comments. Again, I appreciate you guys joining me on these reviews, and I hope that if you haven't heard these records, by me playing them, you get to hear them. You get to hear what kind of quality, and I can let you know whether or not they're noisy pressing that I happen to get, or if it's a good pressing. You get to hear the music and get my reaction to the music. And I also like getting your guys' comments on these particular albums. And if you guys have the original copies and happen to have one of the reissues, what you think the difference is between them. So I always like to have to hear those comparisons, and I like the channels that do those comparisons as well. So I'm going to drop this on, and we're going to listen to it together. I'm going to put on side 1, And that's going to give us Tom Thumb. So we'll have a listen. And then I'll play that song, and then I'll flip it over and play a song on the other side. And let's see how this guy sounds in here. I'm playing it on the RT85 with the Ortofon Blue. Going through a Shit Monty preamp into my Yamaha HS8 speakers. Of course, all the Blue Note tone poets are 33 RPM. Fantastic sounding record. Drums are, really hear those cymbals, warm sax, piano in the center, nice depth, nice resonance. All the compositions on here are Wayne Shorter compositions with the exception of Kryptonite, which is a James Spaulding tune. If I have one criticism, I would say in the mix, the bass could be a little further up front. It could have a little bit more bass, a little more punch in there. It sounds like the bass is a little buried in the back for me. You can hear it. I just think it could be a little further up in the mix. One thing I love about Wayne Shorter is he never stayed in one place. You know, he always was moving forward, expanding his horizons musically. Never was satisfied to just stay in one place. And that, kind of like Miles Davis and Charles Lloyd and those guys, just a guy that you couldn't contain really into a particular genre. And even within jazz, you know, he's fusion, gets into some of the free jazz stuff and even classical music. So, a genius, really. Herbie Hancock here on the piano. So the songs on here fit between 5 and 6.5 minutes. You got Tom Thumb here. This is 16-minute song. Go with 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Schizophrenia, 6 minutes, 50 seconds. Kryptonite, 6.5 minutes. Miyako, 5 minutes. And Playground, 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So they're not super long tunes, but they're long enough for everybody to get their feet wet and get that conversation going. I'm going to flip this over and we're going to listen to Kryptonite on side 2. So keep hanging around. Leave your comments on this album where you think it falls into the Wayne Shorter canon of music. If you think this is, you know, one of his best works, what your favorite album of Wayne Shorter is. Again, leave your comments here on this channel. I really enjoy reading your comments, hearing what you guys have to say. Leave a, give a thumbs up, share it with other people, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. On this channel, we're all about the music and sharing the music, and hopefully you can determine whether or not some of these albums you want in your collection. So the next album that comes out by Wayne Shorter is called Supernova, which is not a very well-known record by him. And to be honest with you, I've never listened to that album called Supernova. So that's the one that follows this one though. And it's supposedly in this kind of post-bop, but he's even venturing further out. So, and of course in 1970, he'll be doing the Weather Report stuff. So. Again, you can hear the bass here, but it's just a little farther back in the mix than what I would like. You have a hard time hearing Ron Carter on this one. The drums sound fantastic. The horns sound wonderful, warm. Another quiet pressing, no noise, flat. Most of the blue notes are fantastic pressings, whether they're Tone Poet or the classics or what have you. Very few have I sent back, and I got a lot of them. I would say on the accessibility scale for those that are new to jazz, it might be a little, hard to kind of get into it if you're kind of used to the straight ahead, hard bop stuff, jazz messengers, stuff like that. This is starting to get a little bit, push the boundaries a bit, but I think it's still a couple of listens you can really get into it. So yeah, another good outing, another great pressing, I think. If you're into into this type of jazz. I think it's a great record. Again, I wish Ron Carter was a little more upfront, the bass. Other than that, it's a nice sounding album. If you guys haven't seen some of the newer reviews that I've done, go back and check out some of the, I did an Emma Roberts review, fantastic new jazz, modern jazz. I did a full review on that. Needle Drop, Flying High, Big Band Canaries, great jazz vocalist here, female jazz vocals, fantastic new record. Corey Weeds, Champion Fulton, fantastic duo. I did a full review on this. And I did a review on the Enrico Rava. If you didn't see that one, go check that out. Got a lot of other new jazz coming up as well. I hope to have more interviews coming. And I want to promote some of the newer jazz albums. I will be doing this Marquise Hill, New Gospel Revisited. I will be doing this soon. Full needle drop review on this, so stand by for that. I really want to, you know, play these records for you guys, let you guys hear them, and hopefully get these new jazz artists more exposure. That's, you know, I think this is a fantastic album, so stay tuned for this. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out with me. Again, stay tuned. I'll be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays, 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be all new reviews, and there'll be needle drops on all of those 5 days a week. Occasionally, I'll be dropping in things on Tuesday and Thursday. On this past Tuesday, I did a tour of the Charles Lloyd box set, Kindred Spirits. So if you missed that, go check that out. And I'll be doing some live streams as well. So you guys, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, leave your comments. And I appreciate you guys checking out the channel and hanging out with me. We'll close out here on this song called Miyako. It's a Wayne Shorter tune. Again, they're all Wayne Shorter tunes except for Kryptonite. So, and he's just a brilliant composer, you know. All right, folks, there you have it. Schizophrenia, Wayne Shorter. Released 1969, recorded in 1967. All right, happy listening, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.